Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. And the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nash, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? Currently, I am working here in Dubai, where I am working as a maid, but there was a time when I used to work in South Africa. Soon after, I had broken up with this other man that I had been staying with. So me and this guy, when we met back home in Zim, I was not in love with him, but I was in love with his money. So I knew that this man, he really wanted a child. So then I lied to him and I told him that I was pregnant. Then we started staying together. So in my mind, I was telling myself that this guy, as we would be staying together, he was going to impregnate me. But unfortunately, I did not fall pregnant quickly. So the guy then one morning just said, wake up, prepare, we are going somewhere. That was when I found out that we were going to the doctor. I did not know what I was supposed to do at that time because I knew that the truth was going to come out and I was going to be exposed. This guy then spoke with his doctor, and then the doctor did his test on me, and everything came out negative. And when he told me that I was not pregnant, I tried to negotiate with him before we could go back to his office so that he can tell my boyfriend that I was not pregnant. I even suggested that even if he wanted, we could sleep with each other. I was prepared to do anything. He was not supposed to expose me to my boyfriend, but he was scared. He said that if he will do something like that, he can even lose his job. And then that was when he told that guy that I was not pregnant. So the guy then dumped me right in front of his doctor. And I felt bored and I came to South Africa where I started working. So I was working for this other couple. It was a white family that I started working for. This was in the year 2014 when I crossed the border into South Africa and I found a job as a maid in Randburg. There was this other white couple that was staying in this other complex, and close to that complex there was another one where there was this Nigerian guy whom I later started dating when I was in Dubai. So this guy, he was a hustler during those days. He did not have any money, but he was staying close to the place where I was staying. So me and this guy, we started being friends after I had went to him and I had told him that I wanted a phone, and he sold a phone to me the first time. The phone never gave me problems the second time again. So this guy, he only sold iPhones as well as good phones that were very expensive, but he will get them cheap for you. He did not have money during those days when we were still in South Africa. So I used to accompany this guy. He would go to Western Union to pick up money. I really do not know. We used to send him the money. And then that was when I was told by the people that I was working for that they wanted to leave South Africa. So they left South Africa and relocated to Australia. They went there as refugees, claiming that they were under attack in South Africa as white people. So when they left me, they said that they were going to try to make a plan for me. And this was the plan that they made for me. They told me that they had an agency that they knew in Dubai, and if I wanted, I could get a job there in Dubai. So they gave me the phone numbers of that agency. I spoke to agent in Dubai. I even had to borrow money to fix my papers. And then that was when the man told me that I was supposed to wait because he wanted 5 women, because he had 5 employers that were looking to hire 5 people from Africa. So I waited until he told me that he had found 4 more women. Then we left and we went to Dubai. When we arrived in Dubai, he told us that we were going to work first for this other woman who was his relative. She had a saloon there. So that is what you do. You work for her first, and then after that, they will allow you to look for a job somewhere else. I then got a job at this other hotel where I was working as a housekeeper. And then I said, let me look for a job as a maid, because there at the hotel, the work was just too much. The hours that you would put and the money that you would get was not okay. Then I left and I started working as a maid. But when I left, I kept on going back to that hotel, working as a casual worker. That was when I ended up working with Steve, that Nigerian guy that I used to know when I was still in South Africa. The very first night when I met him, I had gone to work at that hotel over the weekend. That was when I saw Steve by the bar. He was with his friends. I was surprised and I went to him, and then he was like, "Ah, baby, you are even here in Dubai." And then we started talking, and I told him that I was working as a maid and I had two jobs also working at the hotel. We spoke, and he told me that he had made so much money and he wanted us to date. When I was still in South Africa, he had proposed love to me, and I had said no, I do not want to date you. But now, looking at him, the way that he was spending money with his friends, I said, why not? Let me just date this guy. So he then took me to the hotel room the next day after we had a date, and to my surprise, we did not sleep with each other. So I said maybe he was waiting for the right time. Then in December, that was when he told me to fly to South Africa instead of having a direct flight to Zim from Dubai. So I then went to South Africa. He came and he picked me up. When we got to his house in Sandton, I saw that it was the same story. He would avoid to sleep with me no matter what. I did not understand why he was waiting. Then that was when he told me that we were going to a private all-white party in Four Ways. We went there. It was very big, and the people there, they were very expensive, and they looked like people that had money. So whilst everyone was busy drinking their alcohol, having fun, that was when he said, let us go upstairs. We went upstairs. It was on the third floor. The room was empty. When we got into this other room, it had no chairs, no bed, no curtains, just a little table. And I saw that on top of that table, there was a plate that was gold coated. He quickly switched off the light before I could see what was happening in that room. But what I saw before he had switched off the light was that there was this other very big mirror that was in there. And then that was when he said that he wanted us to make love. And I said, so we left your house with all the comfort in your bedroom, and now you want to make love to me on the floor? He was like, yes. And I said, but there is no comfort. Why here? He then went and he took some having curtains, and he said, let us put them on the floor, and we slept on top. And then that was when we slept with each other. When we were sleeping with each other, I saw that he was focusing on what was happening in the mirror, and I asked him what was going on. When I looked into the mirror, that big mirror, which was about 2 meters long and about 1 meter wide, I saw that there was a baboon that was in there. And then that was when I just felt like I was being paralyzed, sleep paralysis. The guy, he finished, and then I saw him. He left me in there. I could not move. I could not call out his name. I could not do anything. He left me, and then that was when that baboon came out of the mirror. When the baboon came out of the mirror, it started sleeping with me as if it was a man. This happened throughout the night. It was very painful, having sleep paralysis non-stop throughout the night. I tried screaming. My whole body was paralyzed, and there was nothing that I could do. Early in the morning, that was when he came, and he said that we were supposed to go to his place. I was unable to move. He was the one who dressed me and helped me to get on my feet. As we were going downstairs, I saw another Nigerian guy who was going upstairs with his girlfriend. They were both drunk, and I felt sorry for him, for she did not know what was waiting for her in that same room with the big mirror. Then Steve took me to his place. From that day, that was when we started to have normal sex. And then that was when he booked a flight for me, and I left Joburg and I went to Harare. When I landed and when I switched on my phone after I had arrived in Harare, that was when I got a message that was quite heartbreaking. The message that I got from Steve, it was written exactly like this: it's over. I got what I wanted from you. Sorry, bitch. That was the message that he sent to me. So I said hi. As I was trying to text him, asking him what was going on, he then blocked me as if I never existed. I really do not know why this guy did this to me. I don't know if he took my soul and he sold it to the devil. To this very day, I'm still traumatized about what happened. I then went to this other prophet in Glenview. This prophet then told me that the moment that he was sleeping with me, he was also using me in his money making rituals. So I just want to ask other people if they have ever been in such a situation and what happened afterwards. This happened to me, brother. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Let us try to talk about it in the comment section.